David and Georgia Cotton used to be married, but now despise each other. They discuss their past relationship with their respective friends. They express regret about rushing into marriage 25 years ago and not heeding the warnings of others who thought it was a mistake. Their daughter, Lily, recently graduated from law school and decided to go on a vacation to Bali with her friend Ren, who also graduated with her. Despite Lily's clear instruction to her parents to not sit next to each other during graduation ceremony, David and Georgia find themselves seated together. This leads to immediate squabbling and an attempt to outshine each other in supporting Lily. The following day, David and Georgia accompany Lily and a heavily hungover Ren to the airport as they embark on a trip to Bali for a vacation. While the girls were snorkeling near the coast, their tour boat accidentally left them behind. Luckily, they were rescued by Gede, a young Balinese seaweed farmer. Lily and Gede instantly connected and developed feelings for each other. In the evening, Gede extends an invitation to Lily and Ren to go dancing, allowing them to spend more time together. As they engage in conversation, Lily shares her post-graduation emotions, while Gede opens up about his occupation as a seaweed farmer. The next morning, Lily joins Gede in tending to the seaweed, and their affection for each other becomes evident. After 37 days, Lily sent an email to David and Georgia, informing them that she and Gede plan to get married. Furthermore, Lily expressed her decision to stay in Bali permanently, abandoning her legal career before it even began. "Mom, Dad, guess what? I've found my Prince Charming in Bali, and I've decided to trade my courtroom battles for coconuts and eternal sunshine." Concerned about Lily's hasty choices and fearful that she might repeat their own past mistakes, David and Georgia set aside their differences and join forces. They decide to intervene and convince Lily to reconsider her rushed decision. They were something like, "Hey, let's unite our grudges for a noble cause, protecting Lily from making the same I do mistake we did." On their flight to Bali, they are seated next to each other. David and Georgia find some solace when another passenger sits between them, but they start to vent at each other. They discover that the pilot is Paul, who happens to be Georgia's boyfriend. Paul arranged this flight as a surprise and planned to visit Georgia in Bali a few days later. Talk about awkward coincidences. The universe just couldn't resist throwing a dramatic twist in their already tangled relationships. Upon reaching the island, David and Georgia set aside their differences temporarily, joining forces to persuade Lily that she might be repeating the same error they made in their own marriage. Their goal is to convince her to reconsider the wedding. They meet Lily and Ren, then take a bus in order to meet Gede and his extensive family, which includes his parents and sister, Losi. Once they have settled into their respective rooms, David decides to head to the bar on his own. Ren joins him and shares her observations about Lily, noting that she appears much happier than her college days. Ren asks him about the history between David and Georgia. David explains that they used to have a lake house where they spent their summers, and when it became available for purchase, he expressed interest in buying it. However, as time went on, their relationship deteriorated, leading to frequent arguments and a growing disinterest in each other. David had hoped that acquiring the lake house would salvage their marriage, but unfortunately, it was destroyed by a fire, which further shattered his hopes for their relationship. David and Georgia reluctantly give their verbal approval to Lily and Gede's marriage, but secretly devise a sneaky plan to disrupt the wedding from within. Their strategy involves swiping the couple's wedding rings, which are promptly replaced by Lily and Gede. Gede becomes suspicious of David and Georgia's actions, but chooses to keep his doubts hidden from Lily. David and Georgia also take the opportunity to get acquainted with Gede and his large family, gradually realizing that he genuinely loves Lily. Operation Sabotage turned into Operation, "Hey, this guy isn't so bad after all." After Gede takes the Cottons and Ren on an ocean excursion to swim with dolphins, during which David's leg gets bitten by a dolphin, Gede leads them to a market where he confronts David. He directly addresses the ring incident and recognizes David and Georgia's attempts to sabotage Lily and Gede's relationship. The following morning, David and Georgia make an amusing attempt at seaweed farming, turning it into a playful competition to gather the most seaweed. Lily, Ren, and Gede witness their spirited rivalry. Subsequently, they participate in a ceremony since Lily and Gede now possess new rings. Later, they visit a bar to unwind and engage in beer pong. Inebriated and carefree, David and Georgia let loose, enjoying themselves by dancing and playing games, much to the embarrassment of Lily, Who knew that plotting against your daughter's wedding could be the ultimate bonding experience for exes? David wakes up in Georgia's room with his lower body unclothed. To make matters more complicated, Paul unexpectedly arrives and surprises Georgia. In order to avoid arousing suspicion, David and Georgia quickly switch rooms, with David answering the door to Georgia's room as they were located next to each other. Everyone takes a stroll on the island towards Tana Lot, but Jeedy warns Lily about its supposed curse. Paul surprises Georgia with a marriage proposal, because nothing screams romantic timing like popping the question amidst a flurry of family drama. Unfortunately, the proposal is interrupted by a snake bite. While at the hospital with Paul, Georgia shares with David and Lily the news, revealing that she hasn't accepted the proposal yet. Lily tells her that although Paul is a nice guy, Georgia doesn't seem to be her true self when she is with him. David, Georgia, Lily, and Jeed embark on a walk up a hill that offers a splendid ocean view. However, their boat drifts away as David had tied it to a floating log. As they make their way back to the hotel, Lily discovers the rings in Georgia's bag. After that, she firmly insists that David and Georgia either fully support the wedding or leave. Simultaneously, she confronts Jeed about his own suspicions regarding the stolen rings. Trust issues on the menu. Lily and Jeed serve up a spicy side dish of relationship drama. David and Georgia realize that if they don't wholeheartedly back Lily's decision, they risk losing her forever. Realizing the gravity of the situation, they choose to offer their sincere support. The next morning, David and Georgia return to the hilltop to witness the sunrise. As they discuss the lake house, they share a moment of intimacy with a kiss, but quickly realize it's not a wise choice. They head back to the hotel where Paul proposes to Georgia once again, but she must end their relationship. The proposal is interrupted once more by an accidental headbutt. The wedding proceeds in accordance with Balinese customs. Just as the couple is about to symbolically stab a dagger through a pandan leaf mat to seal their marital bond, Jade interrupts the ceremony. He requests that David and Georgia sincerely give their blessing this time, and he even offers to halt the proceedings if they disagree. In response, David stands up and declares that they do indeed bless the couple, but acknowledges that their blessing isn't truly necessary. He reflects on how, despite facing opposition from their own social circles, David's friends and Georgia's parents, they would have never experienced the joy of having Lily in their lives had they listened to their critics. Regardless of the outcome of their own marriage, they both agree that their lives are richer with Lily in it. At least they can find common ground on one thing: Lily is the glue that holds their dysfunctional family together. Cheers to that. Touched by David's heartfelt words, Lily and Jeed are deeply moved. They continue with the ceremony, completing their vows and officially getting married. On the morning of the wedding, Georgia breaks the news to Paul that she can't go through with marrying him, leading to the end of their relationship. With teary goodbyes, David, Georgia, and Ren bid farewell to Lily and board a boat to depart. As they sail away, David and Georgia contemplate their love lives, pondering whether they're too old to embrace youthful romance once more and when they might return to Bali. David and Georgia playfully flirt with each other. In a sudden moment of clarity, they both make a firm decision. They leap off the boat, choosing to stay behind and reunite their hearts, committing to a full-time life in Bali to be closer to Lily and Ged. Forget about walking off into the sunset. Talk about a dramatic exit. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on all the exciting content coming your way. If you're in the mood for a captivating tropical romance, then you don't want to miss the video linked here. Experience the story of two stranded teens on a tropical island where love blooms against all odds.